Established in 1975 to collect, preserve, research and display items relating to the social and industrial history of the Black Country, this Living Museum's 26-acre site has been developed to show a little of the living and working conditions of this unique area.
In which the iron trade was carried on between the years 1750 and 1900. That, it will be found, has clearly marked limits.
On the contrary, with the little more research, I think you will find that it was coal, specifically the famous Staffordshire thick coal, that was the single defining feature.
A common misapprehension. Any informed historian must
You're talking saft the bear on you.
Beg your pardon.
Sorry.
There ain't no way of telling where it is on a map. I'm telling you, there ain't no way of putting it down on a map. The Black Country is where a Black Country mon says it is. Oh, it was coal here. And it was iron. But things they really take off until Thomas Newcomen built his steam engine. Furnaces and foundries sprung up everywhere, and canals were cut to carry away the goods that one made.
Beneath the Black Country lay vast quantities of coal, ironstone, fireclay and limestone, choice ingredients for the production of iron and steel, and thus our history was established. In 1712, Thomas Newcomen built the first successful steam engine in the world used for pumping water from coal mines. This full-scale working model was completed in 1986. The ground beneath the museum was itself heavily mined. The layout presented is similar to that of many Black Country pits as it would have looked around 1910. Although nail making was well established in the Black Country by the Middle Ages, by the 19th century the area was renowned throughout the world for its production of iron and steel goods, including chains, nails, tubes, forgings and castings. The museum buildings are a nail shop from Halesowen, a chain shop from Quarry Bank, a blacksmith's from Old Hill, and a rolling mill from West Bromwich, which stands by the side of the canal, a typical site throughout our area, vital to get the goods around the country or to the docks for exporting. Although there is a pair of cottages that are replicas of 18th century buildings, the oldest house on site dates from 1845 and the newest from 1925. All are typical back-to-back or two up, two down, so common during that period, and displayed internally to reflect the relative poverty or wealth of an occupant during the period from 1910 to the mid-20s. Many of the occupants would have had a chain or nail workshop in their backyard, along with a privy and a brew house, so called because of the practice of brewing beer in the clothes boiler. Canal Street runs through the centre of the village, and many of the buildings were originally built as houses. They would start by selling goods from one of the front rooms, and as business developed, the shop grew. Represented are a general store, sweet shop, chemist, haberdashers, hardware store, pawnbrokers, bakers, a fish and chip shop, and of course a pub. Obviously opposite the pub there is the Methodist chapel, and just around the corner is a cinema and the local school. Each was saved from destruction to create an urban landscape typical of the Black Country area.
have a bit there, 2 4-inch wicks. Light the wick, close it up, put your pot on top. Women tell me their mothers cook for 9 children on 2 of them and a coal fire out in the sticks. 30 years.
The village is surrounded on 3 sides by canal. The south arm was built in 1840 to provide access to the lime kilns. To the east, the branch by the boat dock was formed by mining subsidence during the 19th century. The museum arm of the canal leads to the entrance of the Dudley Canal Tunnel. Electric narrowboats operated by the Dudley Canal Trust provide access to the fascinating Castle Mill Basin and the spectacular underground limestone caverns.
Limestone mines, if there are any problems, we do have emergency exits and I'll point these out should we need to use them. Right, well, we're now entering the Dudley Canal Tunnel, or at least part of it, because Dudley Tunnel is actually made up of 3 different tunnels. This was the oldest one, it's known as Lord Ward's or the Tipton Tunnel, and this was completed in 1778. That makes it amongst one of the earliest canal tunnels in Britain. It took 3 years to build for the Earl of Dudley as a mining tunnel, which enabled him to transport limestone from his mines in the hill out to the towpath from where we just left, where in the old days there was situated some lime kilns, where they burned limestone with coal over several days to produce the powder called quicklime. Often along the tunnel walls, they're known as wheat holes, and originally they held the wooden scaffolding they used for the tunnel. These days they just act as drainage holes, draining away water that might build up behind the brickwork.
A dark ending to a visit to the dark days that once was the Black Country.